All right, over the years, I've learned a lot of tricks uh, working with things and trying to do stuff the first time correctly. So I don't have to have a repeat customer or have to work on something. Now, this isn't this is an antenna connection for this is a ARC5 T19, and as you can see, I was able to strip all the knobs off the front. Uh, this guy really came through for me. This is a Bristol, okay, wrench. I gave you the size of it. I don't want to say the size because I'm not sure. But anyway, I had to buy a whole set of Bristols just to get this one Bristol size. And I told you on the last video what it was. All right, a whole set just to get the one size. And I wasn't really sure what size I needed, but basically you're forced to buy a set. Okay, and I got it through eBay. Now, this is an antenna connector. All right, now I haven't tried yet, but this is most likely tin-plated brass or tin-plated copper, and it's got an A on the front for antenna. And it's you press it in. When the holes line up, you stick your wire through. Now, what I'm going to try is I'm going to try the eraser. Okay, let's give it a try. This oxide is really thick. Okay, it's working. Okay, and you can see like a brass color. Come on, focus. Let me do it a little bit more. And this is how I restore things. I don't use bright dip. I don't use any kind of acid. I don't use sandpaper. Now, technically, an ink eraser has grit in it, but it's very fine grit. And all right, let me get my eye loop. Let's see if I can see it's cleaning it off. Oh yeah, it's working. It's going to take a lot more scrubbing though. Oh, I see the little pin, how you can take this apart. There's a pin here that rides in the slot. And if you lift up right under here, it'll come apart. It is working. It'd probably be better to put a piece of this eraser on the end of that Dremel. That Dremel's got that little pigtail unit. And you could spin this, a piece of eraser. Okay, it's coming clean. It's got a copper look to it. Okay, let me make sure it's focusing. Some days this camera doesn't like to focus, but I'll say it one more time. This is how I restore stuff. I don't use any chemicals. Okay, and I had people that were in my life that were fans of Bright Dip and blue stuff, tuner cleaner, Blue Magic blue stuff, whatever it was called. Used to spray it on the tuner. And my dad had a TV repair shop, and every tuner they got in, they would spray it, even if it didn't need it. That's a mistake, okay? And then you just cause tuners have to go out and get repaired. They used to repair TV tuners years ago, and I used to find it very annoying that this was like a fiber washer. Boy, did that degrade over the years. But anyway, I just want to show you, I did it on camera. It is working. But yeah, you can cut a piece of this out and then, make it round. And also, what you can do is you can take an eraser off a pencil. I don't know if you've ever done. You take it out, and then you could spin that in the drill press and use that to buff up something. you probably could use one of those little miniature Dremel tool buffer tools, and that red stuff that comes with it. But that's I don't like anything that's got a liquid in it or a paste, because it's got a liquid mixed in with it, and that could linger on the part and cause it to oxide again. Now this is, you figure this oxide on here is could be 100 years old, 70. Let's just say 80 years old. Okay, and wherever this sat, in a cellar, in a box, in a puddle of water, I always kid. You know, it just gets bad, and that's how I restore stuff. I use an eraser. Okay, and if it's really tough, I still got this old one, and this used to have a string on it, and you pull this, and on eBay they wanted like $17 for one of these. These must be a collectible of some sort, but we had these where I worked. I should say, I used to go and buy them at DuPont Graphics in New Jersey, and these are a little bit more harsher. Boy, that's going to take a lot of work. It's coming off though. I don't know what it is. It's just amazing how stuff oxides. And then this was a little washer on the back. I think that this washer here is just for what would we call it? When you tighten this down against these two porcelain pieces, it takes a little bit of cushion. If you put this straight through this and tighten it down, it can crack this. So you want some type of cushion, or underneath it. I use fiber washers. This is a very tiny, thin fiber washer. It's almost like it's can't think of the name of the material. Mica. It almost seems like mica. All right, but I can remind you again, the power of an eraser. Okay, now in this case, this is really bad. That's why I wanted to do it on camera, and you can see it's cleaned it up, but it's going to take a little bit more scrubbing. And some people probably say spin this. You probably could. You could spin this and then hold the eraser. But what's good about the eraser is it's dry. It leaves nothing on this. So if this took 20 years to oxide out of the 80, when you clean it up, it'll stay clean for 20. Or if you use Bright Dip, a week later it's already a very smooth, tiny bit of oxide. Now, years ago, there was this product called a Twinkle Copper Cleaner, and you used it to clean the copper pans, the bottom of the pans. And my mother bought it, and you think it does a great job. You put it on the bottom of the pan, and man, it just springs to life. You dip, the commercial would dip an old penny in it, and then you take it out. And I did that. I did some old pennies I had, and it looked great. But months later, I opened the drawer, and to my horror, even if you wash it off, it continues to eat at the coin. You have to neutralize it probably with baking soda or something. But it was a product they were selling for years, and I guess after a while, people learned it really wasn't that great. But I like to clean something without using a product that's got an acid in it. Now, Bright Dip is an acid. Tuner Cleaner's got a slight acid in it. Deox has an acid in it. So when you use some of those products, you're going to have a problem down the line, a different type of problem. But by that time, you bought the can, and Americans love spray cans. Okay, if it comes out of a spray can, people buy it because it's laziness. Okay, now in this case, I have to do some more what do they call it, elbow grease to clean this. But that's how when I restore a radio. And then I always tell you, after I get the radio all restored, I've been working on cleaning these gears, by the way. Elbow grease, Q-tips, a rag, and after I clean everything up, it's still got gunk on it. After I clean it all up, then I oil it. And I'm hoping that my Harbor Freight in this area has a precision oiler. I read online, they said it's not shown online, but they do carry one. A precision oiler looks like a pen, and it's got a long needle coming out of it. And you can drop one drop of oil exactly where you want it. Okay? In other words, you put the item that you want to oil up in the air higher than the oiler. You get the oiler in position, then you lower it down, and then some you have to squeeze, or some you just lower it down, and a drop of precision oil, or oil precisionally comes out and goes where you want it. And it only takes a drop of oil in the right place to make something work correctly. And little by little I'm doing stuff, but right now I'm actually doing housework. I hate to say it, I was just telling someone I cut my nails. I'm very eccentric. I'm retired. I get up every morning and my feet hit the floor. A guy taught me this years ago. He says, when your feet hit the floor in the morning, say to yourself, what do I want to do this morning? And one of the things you don't say is housework, cut my nails, go get a haircut. I don't think of those things. Okay, what I think of is, where am I on the project? Do I have it conquered? And it's just a matter of cleaning the parts and putting it back together. A lot of thoughts go through my head, and none of them are cutting my nails, getting a haircut, shave. I haven't shaven in over 6 months. Okay, so I got this big Santa Claus beard, and that's how I am. And I only live every day for projects. I love working on electronic stuff, and I do like long walks, and I like my snacks. I buy a couple little snacks every day for myself, but I live a totally different life than most people. And I watch other people, and they don't look happy. You go over, how do you do? Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. When you're looking at them, they're not smiling. They're only when you're in front of them, and they want to tell you they're doing good. And that's the natural habit of people, to say they're doing better than they actually are. And here's those things that squeeze on this shaft. Let me see if it's in frame. This here, this goes on here. All right, and there's a lock on the front of the radio. It squeezes that so it can't move. And I told you that the transmitter has after you tune it all up, you put your locks on, and that's for in-flight, bouncing around the aircraft. Maybe somebody bouncing into it. It keeps the transmitter on frequency. I think that's it. All right, that's it.